Well, firstly, I think any organization should have effective communication. And I think sometimes we're lacking in schools communicating with the staff, communicating with a large staff, communicating with students as to why we're doing something. And we're dealing with 16, 17, 18-year-old students and young adults that should be involved. But the idea is to ensure that you've got effective communication in a number of different ways so that everyone's aware and engaged in terms of what we're doing and the direction we want that school to go to. Well, I think you've got to be leading, but you also want to be empowering others. I mean, you might have a staff of 140 and you can't do all the work. What you want to do is support that 140 so that they're part of a school climate or a school culture that's moving in a positive direction. So I think it's about encouraging and supporting. And I use the expression in the presentation about going to the nth degree, doing more than what's necessary to make the place a great place to be. Very first thing is that they have to feel safe. I mean, if you're being chased by a pit bull or a Rottweiler, you're probably not going to be learning too much there. You're just worried about survival. So they've got to be in a safe environment, a welcoming environment. I think they want to be valued and listened to. And if they're, around that and have that feeling of that, and they feel safe, that's proven by research that learning will improve. You've got to have a structure, firstly, and you've got to have order. And so having an orderly environment that's welcoming and encouraging for the students is important. And so I think administrative presence is really important, having an administrator and administrative team working together. I mentioned an effect that we implemented called platooning, where we would do supervision together and then embed active and systemic supervision. Those two things alone make a huge difference. And if students are feeling safe, and staff are feeling safe, then the learning environment will improve, and that's your job. Important thing for staff is to interact. I use the example of when people are walking by each other in the hallway, students see that. And if two staff just walk by each other and don't say anything, the students see that, and it's part of they see that culture, and it's not the right way to be. So if the staff are interacting and having fun together and running assemblies or playing intramurals and involved like that, the students see that, and it kind of breaks down that difference between a staff and a student. Ideally, to have those people have a really good understanding of what affects the school climate. What are the factors that affect a school climate? And I've shared that with them today, and I've shared it in every presentation I've done. So once you're aware of some of the factors that influence the climate, then you're sort of armed with the information as to how it can make a difference in that climate. Well, I think one of them is the staff interaction, the overall climate of the school. Is it a sterile environment? There's parental involvement, and there's a number of different directions, I think, that come at the school. And I think it's the same when you go to a restaurant. You walk in a restaurant, you get a feel right away. Is this a good place? Do I feel welcome? Is the waiter or the waitress helping me? And I think you get that same kind of feeling in a school. Is it a welcoming environment? Is it a place where students want to go to? Is it a place where staff want to go to? Or is it sterile and boring and disrespectful and no one's engaging and talking? I love teaching, and I hesitated to give up teaching to go into administration. But when I became a vice principal, I was a vice principal for quite some time. The benefit of that, what it did, I was 8 years as a vice principal, what it gave me is an opportunity to work in a variety of different schools with a variety of different administrators. And I had a couple that were just absolutely outstanding. So you're kind of as a mentor, and you're just learning and learning. And from that point, I kind of firmed up my concrete ideas on climate. And then my success in the schools just went straight up.